Have you ever felt like you're just stuck on a financial treadmill? You know, your income goes up, but you're not actually getting anywhere. Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on the huge difference between what you earn, what you actually own, and what it really means to be financially secure. Let's dive in.
Ah, you know that feeling, that little bing from your banking app. The money's into your account, and for just a second, all is right with the world.
Maybe you splurge a little, right? You order the takeout you've been craving, or you finally click buy now on that thing in your cart. It's like this huge weight is just lifted. But then reality comes knocking. The rent, the car payment, the credit card bill, they all start marching right out of your account one after the other. And just like that, the magic is gone. The balance is back down to something kind of scary, and you're already counting the days till the next payday. Look, if this whole cycle sounds painfully familiar, you are so not alone. It's this super frustrating loop, and it all boils down to this one big question. The thing is, the answer isn't about making more money. It's about looking at a completely different number. And that brings us to what we call the paycheck paradox. It's this strange, weird reality where you can be earning good money. You've got a nice place, a decent car, but you're still one surprise bill away from a full-blown crisis.
And listen, this isn't just you feeling this way. The data backs it up. A huge chunk of people, even people with six-figure incomes, couldn't come up with $1,000 for an emergency without going into debt. So what is going on here?
It's actually pretty simple when you think about it. The problem is we've all been taught to measure our financial lives by looking at the wrong scoreboard.
So if your paycheck isn't the real score, then what is? Okay, let's talk about the scoreboard that actually matters. It's all about wealth and net worth. First up, let's get one thing straight about income. It's just money flowing in. The best way to think about it is like water coming through a pipe. It's great when it's flowing, but what happens if someone turns off the tap? If you haven't stored any of that water, you're in trouble. And that right there is the big idea. Income is the flow through the pipe. It's temporary. It's what you earn. Wealth, on the other hand, is the reservoir. It's what you've saved up, what you've built. That's what you can count on when the flow stops.
So how do you measure how much is in your reservoir? Well, that's your net worth. And let me tell you, it's the most brutally honest, no-fluff number in your financial life. The math couldn't be simpler. It's everything you own minus everything you owe. Period.
Okay, so on one side of the equation, you've got your assets. This is all the good stuff, right? The cash you have, your investments, any property, this is the own part of the formula.
And then you've got the other side, the liabilities. This is everything you owe. That credit card debt, your car loan, student loans, all the stuff that's working against you. All right, let's do some quick math with a super common example. Let's say you've got 15 grand in assets between your savings and some investments. Pretty good. But you also owe 30 grand between your car and credit cards. So what does the math say?
Yeah, negative $15,000. And I know, seeing a number like that can feel like a total punch to the gut. But look, it's not a moral judgment. It's just math. And it happens to be the most important piece of math you can do for yourself. This really gets to the heart of it. Your income, that big number on your paycheck, it makes you feel good. It flatters you. But your net worth, that number tells the stone-cold truth. It exposes reality. And that's the number that really shows you how much freedom you have.
All right, so you know the number now. It might not be pretty, but at least you know where you stand. So the big question is, how do you start filling that reservoir? How do you make that net worth number go up? Well, it all comes down to a really simple principle. Just take a look at this. You've got person A making 100 grand a year, but they spend almost all of it. Then you've got person B, who makes way less, but saves and invests a huge chunk of their income. After 10 years, who's winning? It's not even a contest, right? Person B is building real, actual wealth, while person A is just running in place. It just hammers home the point. Wealth isn't what you make, it's what you manage to keep. I know this can feel like a lot, but shifting your brain from focusing on that flashing income number to your real net worth, you can start doing that like today. It just takes a few simple, totally doable first steps. So here are your first 5 moves. Number 1, calculate the number. This week. Don't put it off. No judgment. You just need to know the facts. 2, pick one debt, just one, and go to war with it. Start with whatever has the highest interest rate. 3, the next time you get a raise, pretend you didn't. Shovel that new money into assets, not a bigger car payment. 4, automate everything.
Your savings, your investing. Set it and forget it. And number 5, this is a big one. Redefine what rich even means. Is it a dollar amount or is it freedom? And as you get started on this, just keep this idea in your head. Our whole society pushes us to look successful, But that's just a costume. The real goal isn't to look the part, it's to build a foundation so solid that nothing can knock you over.
You see, real wealth isn't loud. It doesn't need to show off. It's quiet. It's the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have options. It's the freedom to say no to a job you hate or yes to an opportunity you love. That's the whisper.
So let's just boil it all down to this one last thought. Income is just what you trade your time for. Net worth is the real scoreboard of what you've actually built with that time. But wealth? Wealth is the prize. It's what gives you control. It's time to stop watching the